here feeding my little hood rat cat. This cat looks like a little princess. Come here, princess. Have to get down that way. She don't think I'm a big monster. I'm outside the community store of St. Vincent de Paul on Nebraska. This area is known as Suitcase City. My friend that works for the sheriff's department said that the serial killer Bobby Joe Long used to ride up and down these streets. She might not like, sometimes you not be liking the food. So, come on. My friend's like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, man, but maybe we should start feeding less cats. So, how fucking noisy is that? Can you smell the food? He said, maybe you should start feeding less cats. And I said, you know, I'm not going to be in a fucking financial situation forever. This has been probably the worst year I've had financially in quite a while. You know what I mean? And I have experience being broke and experience having money. And one thing living on my own has taught me, I moved out of the house when I was 17. Let me just tell you all a little secret. I could have went and lived rent-free with my significant other at the time, but I was like, well, I'm not leaving these cats. You know what I mean? I could have not took that pit bull that I rescued and left him to fucking die like everybody else did out in the sun, but I'm not doing that. There's a lot of things that I did that character-wise that I'm proud of in my life, like resigning from my job as a corrections officer for fucking, letting a fucking dude get out of prison that had no real business of fucking being in there. That's a long story. But I could be living for free, and this situation is only temporary. If you're an asshole or a selfish motherfucker, like a lot of these people are today, that shit could last forever, you know? And there's a lot of people that know me around here. They know that I took that dude's dog. They know who I am. They see me feeding these cats. There's people that have, like here on TikTok, people a couple people here and there in my personal life, there's people in this neighborhood that have reached out. It's not, overwhelming, but I'm grateful enough that I'm not doing this shit to fucking meet women. You know what I mean? I'm doing this shit because when I was using drugs and I was selfish like most of these people are, I still have the heart. Sweetie. I still have the heart for, people and for animals, and, I hate hearing, stories. I remember this girl was telling me in Buffalo, she was a Congolese girl, she was 10, and I said, well, what did you move over here for? And she said, the military rebels cut off my neighbor's head and left it outside. And I just said, man, nobody should have to ever, and nobody should have to live in any of these fucking countries that are shitholes like Cuba and everywhere else. I don't want to hear, I'm not anti-immigration, you know what I mean, or I'm not fucking racist again. I'm more pissed off at my own country for doing shit. But, back to what I was saying is, I'm happy to be able to see. You know what I mean? I'm happy to be able to see the need. I'm happy to be able. This shit don't have nothing to do with views and clicks and likes, and they feed the homeless out here during the day sometimes, and they leave all their food in it. So left me a bunch of fucking grapes. I had to stay once. My mom left my dad because he was always fucking verbally abusive and physically abusive. She used to have a bag packed in case we were at a legal stay at a homeless shelter once, and it was called the Hiawatha. It's in Niagara Falls, and my little sister was a baby. And I just said to myself, one day I'm gonna be a man, okay? And when I am, I'm gonna do everything I can to fucking help. You know, I've always been a big kid. I said I'm gonna use my physicality and my you know, my whatever to fucking do good in the world. Because I've seen so many men, you know, use it for fucking evil. And you know, I just remember staying at the Hiawatha. So what I was getting at was we had they had like some fucking brands. They had like donuts, right? That, you know, the food pantry or Dickie's Donuts used to give away at the end of the night, and they'd give them to the food, give them to the Hiawatha. And I remember I was so fucking hungry. I had a blue Gotcha shirt on with hot pink letters with little peace signs in there. Gotcha, Ocean Pacific, Dune Road were all kind of like popular, and I had a pair of maroon sweatpants. I had to stay in those same clothes for like 4 fucking days, and we slept in this fucking homeless shelter, a complete shithole. Well, I took a donut while we were waiting to eat, right? And it was my poor mom and 3 of her kids because of my fucking piece of shit father's selfishness. And here I am in 5th grade taking a donut and like fucking hiding it because I'm so fucking hungry. And I'm fat, you know what I mean? And I like sweets, so I mean, it wasn't really like, I'm not trying to make it sound like, oh, poor me. But I remember the guy going, hey man, oh, all them fucking cops on bicycles. I remember going, I'm not fucking, you know, like the guy goes, hey, you don't have to steal that. I just remember being so fucking embarrassed. I don't know where these cops on bicycles are going. But I just said to myself, like, I'm happy to be able to see the fucking need for this. You don't ever catch me complaining about not having a car. You don't ever catch me complaining about this. You don't ever, you know, I'm not looking for a break. I'm looking for an opportunity. I'm a hard-working fucking individual. You know what I mean? I'm a very motivated, you know. I could be living somewhere for free. I wouldn't go with her, and I have no plans of ever talking to her ever again. But I could have went and, you know, I could be doing drugs with her, living in some shithole for free and not paying anything. And I just said, you really think that's the type of person, that's what you got from being with me for 3 years? That I would do that over my fucking cats? I took that dog not knowing, I had a feeling, I can't even tell you, for the first year and a half of having that dog, every car that pulled up with a black dude inside it, I was sure that they were going to pull I was just waiting for a gun to come across the fucking, the passenger side and somebody fucking shoot me for taking his dog. In fact, he said, people told me, like, yo man, that dude wanted me and like 3 other dudes to jump you for like $80 in fentanyl or like whatever, or meth or crack, or if he wanted to give us a bunch of drugs. And I wanted to say, well, good fucking luck. But, you know, the landlord wanted to fucking kick me out for taking the dog. You know what I mean? No, we're going to leave him outside. So I don't need to explain to people that I spent, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars, which I would not do it over or save a penny, you know, because these cats have given me a reason to live and a reason to, you know, I don't have to be accountable to anybody. I could be telling you all a load of bullshit, but when I come out here and I feed these cats, if I don't have the money to feed them, or this, that, and the other, you know, or I gotta look at my dog, you know, my dog's never seen me high, you know what I mean? So I've got the accountability of, you know, I don't have a family. I can't ride over to my grandma's house and have a cup of coffee with her and have some graham crackers, you know, and a lot of people don't know what that's like. So You know, both of my brothers have passed away, and I don't think a lot of people really resonate with what the fuck that means, okay? I had two other people that were related to me that I grew up with that were just like me, and it might have been a little smaller, and one was older, but those people were, you know, some of my best friends, and they're not here anymore because of this nonsense, you know? So I put up with a lot living in this fucking neighborhood, just in life in general. And I'm not saying that I've got some fucking average school movie here, but I mean, I've gone through a lot, from detoxing in jail to fucking, you know, relapsing on fentanyl and almost dying, working at a prison, buying drugs from inmates, and to completely lose 80, 90 pounds and turn my life around with, you know, with only God and God's help alone. That's the only way that any of that shit happened. And you know, that's a story in itself, you know, but I'm doing the right thing, you know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have to fucking worry about anything, you know? I shouldn't have to worry about, like, this morning I went to go fucking donate plasma, and the bitch, like, I'm getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning for fucking 50 or 60 bucks so I can pay my fucking electric bill because they're getting ready to turn my fucking power off. This fucking bitch. She's like, oh, you've got some scratches on your arm. Oh, that's an open wound. I'm like, and she touched it with a paper towel and nothing came off it. And then she's like, yeah, you're going to have to wait till that heals. And I'm like, bitch, I got up at 3:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning to be here at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? And she's like, well, I'm sorry. Then you can get kicked out of here forever then. And I said, I'm trying to pay my electric bill. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to fucking make me leave because of that? With all these fucking dope heads, you know what I mean? All these fucking dope heads in here. This fucking poor lady, I've known her for about 5 years now. She goes to meetings still, but she's fucked up, man. She was good for about 2 years. I've got over 5 years sobriety, okay? Think about that. You know, think about how many people you know that were on fucking opiates that got that long. That's because of God. And I ain't one of these people that would just go around saying that shit because it sounds cute and maybe it'll make people trust me like I'm running for office. That shit's legit. It's real. It's a real thing. God will hear you. And if you need his help, reach out and touch him.